You're now listening to the Cerberus Gridiron Podcast. And now your hosts, Christian and Chris, powered by Cerberus Fantasy Sports.
Let's go. Welcome to the Cerberus Gridiron Podcast. It is episode 31, and do we have a treat for you?
Hey.
Yes, we do. I am your host, Christian_CFS, and we are in the building, everybody. And here's the co-host, Mr. K Camp. How you doing, Mr. K Camp?
I am doing well. Shalom, my Kim, to my good people. Shalom, my Kim, to my bad people. May you learn to become good. What's up, man?
Not much, man. You know, man, another day, another dollar. I'm doing great, man. I'm alive, man. The games are on, man. We got some good matchups today. We got some good shoot. This whole day was good, man.
That's what I want to hear. This might be a long episode for y'all. So get y'all get ready.
Hey, it might end up being like 2, 3, 4 parter or something like that. You never know.
It might be.
It might be. But we have a show for you guys, and we cannot wait to tell you about it. But how was your weekend, though? Like, how was the weekend? Like, what'd you end up doing?
I went to a 5-year-old's birthday party yesterday. I went out with one of the parents, one of the husbands from the daycare. We watched the Baltimore Ravens game. Had a little bar. That was cool. Got to get out. Had some me time. Yeah, I let my wife watch the boys while I went out for a few hours. So that was good. And today we did church this morning and was lazy all day.
Yeah. There's nothing wrong with that and everything.
What about you?
So I was heading down to church, like really funny thing, man. I was heading to church today, and then next we got a text like right as we're about to pull up into the service that the pipes froze. So there would not be they had no running water at the church.
Oh my goodness.
So we had to turn around, then me and the wife. And then we decided to just take the kids to go get some breakfast. After that, then we
brunch.
just went home.
I was gonna say that.
Yeah.
There you go. A little family brunch time. That's good.
Yeah. Yeah. So we
thought to do that as a touchdown. God.
So we end up doing that, coming home, and then football Sunday, man. Playoffs is here. Great time to sit back, relax, and actually enjoy some football when it actually mattered the most. So
episode 31. Let's go.
So everybody, as you already know, this is episode 31. We are in the building, episode 31, the Cerberus Gridiron Podcast. And we got to start off with the normal. We got to start off with the normal. If you are not new, please know that we do our segments through. So it's going to be CGP news. And then we got a treat for y'all today. We got a treat. So we ain't we're not gonna tell y'all now. We're just gonna let you wait for a little bit, and then we're gonna bring it to y'all. But we got CGP news, and then we'll go into our big segment. And then after the big segment, then we'll just get into it. In the CGP news. Man, we got to start off with that game earlier today. Or no, let's go back yesterday. Man, let's go back to yesterday. That Chiefs, that Packers versus 49ers game. Dog. No, we're going to go to Baltimore's. We're going to go to that one. But the 49ers and Packers game, that was a shocking game right there.
That
real shocking. Because I know for a fact nobody thought the Packers was going to actually be able to put up a fight like that. They thought they was going to get steamrolled over.
Nobody. The bettors, the professional bettors, they didn't think that either. I was told by one of the guys that I listened to was a professional bettor, take San Fran and the points. The points was like 9.5 points. Take them. They're going to win by like 3 touchdowns. I've had a terrible weekend as far as betting. Yes. All trash. No one knew that game was going to be that close. No one.
Okay.
Nobody unless you lived in Green Bay. He was a Packers fan.
Yeah. I did not think it was going to be that close, but I did think that they was going to put up a fight because they do have that Cinderella on them. They was the first 7 seed just to actually come into it, but then they're also the youngest team too up on top of that. So, but just off that, I thought they was going to end up putting up a fight. And they did what they were supposed to do. Like, they had the 49ers. They gave them that 1-2 punch right in the mouth. But you know what they always say. If you are going to go roll with the punches for daggone all 10 rounds, you better make sure it's a good 10th round. And boy, it was a good 10th round.
It was. I knew it'd be close early, but I thought like second half, because San Fran, they've really been off like 2 weeks. So second half they was gonna pick up the pace. But
yeah,
I don't know. I saw a lot of rust. It was a lot. We're gonna assume it's rust. A lot of rust on San Fran's part. They almost choked it. Almost fucked it up.
You also got to remember too. They ain't playing 3 weeks, dog. So 3 weeks is a long time.
Right. That's why I was like, okay, first half gonna be close. Second half, they're gonna start pressing the gas. So Green Bay's future is bright. Shout out to Jordan Love. Shout out to Green Bay to possibly having. It's way early, but maybe 3 back-to-back Hall of Famers. They got the quarterback right. Looks like it. He's about to get paid. Right. Yep. So shout out to Jordan Love. Props to him. Props to the Green Bay Packers. Aaron Rodgers sitting there looking like a thumb up his ass. He pouted when they drafted him, and 2 MVPs later and a trade later, they're in the playoffs because they did not get to the playoffs last year.
Nope. But he did what he was supposed to do. Now let's go to this Houston versus Baltimore Ravens matchup. That was actually a really good matchup too in my eyes. CJ Stroud did what he was supposed to do, but it was only for 1 half though.
Yeah.
So you can tell the experience kind of hit in, and they wasn't just clicking on like all cylinders like how they should be. But that's when the MVP just took it over. Like,
right. That's what he's supposed to do.
That's what he's supposed to do. So he did what he was supposed to do. But then, anything else you want to say about that matchup? I ain't got to say much about that because they the number 1 seed. They did what they did. They rolled them, and it wasn't like the Packers and 49ers.
Rookie head coach. Rookie quarterback, rookie head coach. Baltimore did. Shout out to Lamar for getting his win. Now he's 2-3 in the playoffs. So he's like I said, he's an MVP. He did this one, number 1 seed. They're supposed to do what the 49ers didn't do. So they did what the 49ers didn't do.
Let's go to today's matchups where we had the Detroit Lions versus who Detroit play?
They played the Tampa Bay Buccaneers.
Those Tampa Bay Bucks, man. That was a good game too.
It was
a tough matchup until halftime. Like halftime it was good. And then around third quarter-ish, that's when Baker was being Baker and let them get down by 2 touchdowns. But then with Baker being Baker, he ended up coming back and getting them only down by daggone 1 touchdown. So you was thinking that Baker was about to come back and actually do his thing, but then Baker was Baker and just threw that pick at the end of the game. So
you saw all of Baker, the good, the bad, and the ugly of Baker. It was like this. That's what you saw of Baker, right? But shout out to him. He should get paid a little bit this offseason. Got them in the playoffs, won the playoff game. game. So shout out to Baker for that. But yeah, I took I was hoping I took the over, but I parlayed him. And so I was hoping that he would get him a touchdown, at least lose by the 2 points or whatever. Or at least when they went for that 2-point conversion, they get it and I can push that and get paid on that. So yeah, I was just a loser this whole weekend.
No, but I really thought if they ended up getting that 2-point conversion, they was going to end up winning the game. I thought if they would have got that 2-point conversion, then they was going to, because all they had to do was just drive down the field and then they could just kicked it. We can talk about this matchup that's going on right now, which is between the Chiefs and the Bills, because it is a good old school Brady versus Peyton Manning matchup, but it's the new school now. So, man, the Chiefs and the Bills, they are going on. Who do you think's going to end up winning this game, though? Since the game's not ended, since we are filming during the game, everybody. So,
I mean, since I've been losing this whole weekend, all of my bets have been losses. I picked Buffalo -2.5. So, if you go by that, I'm going. KC gonna win, but I'm still pulling for Buffalo, so I can at least go 1-3, 1-4 this weekend. Yeah,
let's go.
One more thing. We had Debo. Debo got hurt.
Yes, he did.
Injury, right?
Yes,
Debo got hurt.
And that
he was
shoulder like I think a contusion or something like that up in the shoulder.
Okay.
But yeah, Debo did get hurt, which it's going to be interesting with him getting hurt. What they're going to be able to do next week in the playoff game, but I'm pretty sure he's going to do whatever he can just to get out there. Even if he has to wear a sling for the shoulder, man, it's NFC Championship. So
right.
I don't see him doing anything crazy or anything like that. But we do have a good show coming up for everybody out there.
Is everybody in? Are we good? You ready to do it?
Yeah, man. Everybody in here, man. Everybody's in here. But before we bring all the people in, man, we keep looking at all the analytics out there. 62% of y'all, 62% is not subscribed or daggone like them, but you're watching the video. Man, go hit that subscribe button. Man, go and leave us a like. Go and leave us a comment.
Please.
I know, man. I'd be like 62%. I'd be like, come on, dog. If we gave you a little bit of value, just a little bit, just go hit that subscribe button because we got more to come. 2024 is here. This is the year of the Kobe. So you already know how this be.
Hey, shout out.
Man.
Shout out my mama.
But let's go on and do something special, man. We got a treat for y'all. So before we bring on some special guests, we want to let y'all know what's about to happen. So what we're doing is we're doing a round table. And what we're going to end up doing is we're going to have 5 people, myself, and then our co-hosts are both going to be an actual owner of a team. And we're going to have 3 other special guests, NFL owner. And the reason why we're bringing this up is because we are in a league called Reality Sports Online. And I'm talking, there's a lot of chip chapping going up in there saying who's the best GM, who's the number 1 GM, and all this. And we already know how it really is. Some GMs have ships and some don't. But then the ones that don't be running their mouth the most. So
right, how is that? I just don't understand. How you talk the most and you get on ship? That boggles my mind.
I wondered that too.
Hey, speaking of the guys,
I wondered that too.
Year, that's pretty nice there. Let me see it. Let's see the whole thing. Okay. I see.
I wondered that too. A lot of people that ain't got the hardware be talking the most, but we're gonna go back to it. We do have, So we do have 5 people that are going to end up being GMs. We're going to bring them forward right now. Y'all already know who we are. We're Christian _CFS. Then we got the co-host, Mr. K Camp. And then the first person we're gonna bring to the table is we have a guy coming out of nowhere. He just started his first ever podcast talking about our boy in the league chasing bets with Chase. Welcome to the show, Chase, man. Welcome to the show. How you doing? How you doing, good sir? How you doing?
Chase, welcome.
GM and you build the team from scratch type of deal. We are happy to hear you, and we are happy if y'all haven't. And then if you want to get some little money out there, make sure you go and follow Mr. Chase.
Here we go.
Chasing bets with Chase, the podcast and everything. I know I done messed it up, man, but it was his first episode, man. But he did his thing, man. I'm happy for him, man. I'm happy for him.
Welcome
and
to
then
the podcast.
yes, welcome. Then the next person we're gonna bring up online, man. Y'all haven't seen this person at all. Y'all haven't seen this person, but man, we're gonna bring this one person to the stage. This is one of the guys that talks the most in the league. But then he goes quiet and talk about he the best GM because he built all these rookies. He's able to get all these and scout all these rookies. He's Mr. Analytics himself.
Hey,
We gotta give Mr. Spreadsheet a daggone chance just to get up in here. Mr. Spreadsheet, how are you doing, Mr.
What's going on, crew? How y'all doing, guys?
What up? Happy Sunday.
Happy Sunday, man. What's going on, man?
Hey, man, we doing good over here, man. How you doing over there, Mr. Spreadsheet?
Man, I'm doing good,
himself?
man. I'm doing good. Look, I'm trying to prepare for next year. Shoot, I gotta
There
get
you
a
go.
show. Messing with y'all boys.
Hey, man, you do realize, man, you gotta prepare for next year because what they say, only 2 people up on this show has ever held this trophy before.
Me too.
See, here we go with the nonsense.
Hey,
Only 2
you gotta
people.
wear it, right?
Hey, man. Hey, so as y'all see, man, we got 4, but we did say we got one more coming, man. We got one more coming. So for this next big thing coming on right now, y'all might know him. He's the one that runs his mouth all the time up in the chat, but he does have some knowledge out there up on the game itself of football.
A little bit of knowledge.
We call him in the chat Mr. 12% because he's only 12% right.
Oh no, we moved him up. He's 17.5.
My bad.
17.5.
He is Mr. 17.5 now. Mr. 17.5. Man, let's bring the one and only. I'm talking about your favorite author, the one and only. He takes everything from you. Man, welcome to the show, man. Welcome to the show.
We got to talk about, you said 2 people held that trophy, but that's a new trophy. That ain't the trophy from before. So technically only one person has held that trophy.
Oh no, that's the new trophy.
That's a new
the
trophy.
old one. That's the
Please
old
explain
one.
to him.
Because the old trophy got me holding that trophy at some point in time, but we ain't gonna talk about that. You know what I'm saying? We ain't gonna talk about that.
So
let's get to it.
people.
You see that say? R
What is that?
S O.
Hey, that's a new trophy.
S O.
That's a new trophy.
So
Hey,
if you ain't won RSO, you ain't won. You ain't won.
You ain't won nothing,
Hey,
man. Just go and sit up in the back of the
hey,
phone.
Christian. I just want to know who had that trophy before you.
Jesus.
Let's get to it, man. Let's get to it, man. Birdman, rub my hands together. Let's go.
All right. So we got a good show for y'all going on right now. Let's get to it. So what we're gonna end up doing is, so we're actually gonna be the GMs. We're gonna roll the dice. We're gonna pick based off the people that have actually been introduced. We're gonna do that up in reverse though. So I myself is representing the Carolina Panthers owner. We're gonna change this franchise around.
Hey, man, hold on. Take that off the banner, man. you think you funny, bro? Take that off the banner, bro. Take that off the banner, bro.
Did you see?
I almost didn't notice it. I thought that was announcing me coming up next, bro. You funny, man.
So, hey man, I'm just saying.
I didn't think he was gonna catch it.
Yeah,
We talked about that last week.
yeah, we did. But hey, it was funny though. It was funny. So hey, it worked for a little bit. But
you've had it for a few seconds. Yeah, you had me.
But
so I'm up first.
So yes. So but before we do that, everybody's going to announce their team and like who they're actually picking and things like that. So I am representing the Carolina Panthers. Mr. K Camp, who are you representing?
I'm representing the Atlanta Falcons.
Okay. Mr. Chase, chasing bets with Chase, who are you representing?
I am representing the Las Vegas Raiders.
Okay. Ooh. And Mr. Frederick, that is.
Yeah, I got the Seattle Seahawks.
Okay. And then Mr. Your favorite author, Burn the Playbook CEO in the building.
Yeah, man. I am.
Who are you?
I am the Washington Commanders, formerly known as the football team, formerly known as the Redskins, but they might change their name again with the new owner. So we gonna see.
I'm not gonna lie. I think they should though. They should.
You like the Commanders? The Commodores?
Nah, I don't like that. Nah, I don't like that. Hopefully they come up with something catchy though.
Let's also be clear that the stipulations were to be GMs and GMs of teams who don't currently have a head coach. So no one chose the Bears because they kept Matt Eberflus. And I think we decided that with the Chargers, we kind of all put our little input on with the Chargers because I have some input for the Chargers.
Yeah, we're gonna save that until the very end for just for the Chargers because we already know everybody has a little input up on that.
Right.
But so like what we're gonna end up doing is everybody's gonna go round one. They're gonna pick their GM. They're gonna tell you why they're picking their GM, and then we're gonna move to the next one after that. And then after the GM, then we're gonna go GM, head coach. Then we're gonna go to who you're gonna end up cutting on your team, or if you're not, and like who you plan on picking up during the free agency period. And then who doesn't like a mock draft? So then we're gonna jump into the mock draft, all five of us, and we're gonna tell y'all who we selecting and the reason why we're selecting them. But first up, Mr. Your favorite author representing the Commanders. Who are you selecting? And it doesn't have to be anybody on this list. It can be anybody who you've already did the research on, who you felt like should be leading that franchise to get you what you wanted up in the long run, and that's a championship.
So this one was pretty easy for me because the Commanders already had the person that I would have selected as the GM, and that's Adam Peters. So Adam Peters has been with the 49ers for the past few years. He has experience with building and maintaining a roster, helping to continuously rotate talent into the team, and then just being a part of a team that has a stable, winning situation, knowing what it feels like to win. He's going to bring that energy into Washington. So that's my GM pick. That was already picked, so it was super easy. I didn't even have to think about that part.
Okay. All right, Mr. Frederick. Who are you selecting as your GM just to change the Seahawks franchise?
I think really off this list and some of the research I've done, I think Halleck Hallberry would be the Eagles GM that I would select at this particular point. I think you've seen the history of him being able to build a really complete team. The Eagles did have their struggles this year. We didn't really quite see the productivity that we saw the Super Bowl year with the Eagles. But I think you need some new perspectives in Seattle, and definitely would think he would be a great option just to kind of go with more offensive, led team at this particular point. You got to kind of revamp Seattle altogether, especially in the division that they're in. Very, very tough division. So you need an offensive mind, someone that's going to know how to build a team from the ground up. And I definitely will go with Alec.
Okay. I like that. So chasing bets with Chase. The Raiders are up. Which GM are you selecting? This is probably going to be obvious too, but we don't know, man. You might have a different perspective.
Well, but it's kind of easy already. We got Anthony Kelly, which is they know him as Champ Kelly. Pretty much already got it going. I think it's a good pick. He's going to try to change the team around.
Okay. All right.
And I'm under construction.
Hey, man, you got to do what you got to do, man. There's nothing wrong with that. So, Mr. K Camp, we know you are the
Chiefs
owner
fumbled out the back of the end zone. Sorry about that. Just had to interrupt with that.
I know. I'm
Chiefs what?
Right now.
Chiefs fumble out the back of the end zone, so it's about to be a touchback. Yep, Bills got the ball. Yep.
And they was about to go up by. They was about to be up by 10. But yeah, Mr. K Camp, what direction are you going with the Falcons?
Man, I'm off the blank. I guess we just got a new GM 2 years ago, so I guess we'll keep our old GM. But I will have a lot of say so when it comes to our head coach and who we decide to go with. So I guess we'll keep Terry. I can't pronounce his last name. Fontenot. We'll keep Terry in as our GM. He's gonna do better than picking somebody like Arthur Smith again. I damn sure know that. So we're gonna keep it there. I like, and we're gonna have a game plan. We're not gonna just draft the best available player and just figure it out during the training camp. We're gonna have a game plan. So we're not gonna fire him. I see he a brother, so we're gonna try to keep him in as long as we can.
Yeah, that's good, man. Good. Man, I am on the clock right now representing the Panthers, and the Panthers are a dysfunctional organization right now. I'm talking about
that's an understatement. That's an understatement.
Hey, man, we're a dysfunctional organization right now. It seems like the owner, myself, which we're gonna make a better selection, doesn't even know what's going on right now. Doesn't even know what keep pounding means. Is trying to put his own things. Thinks he's the actual. Thinks this is a head fund that he can run. No, dude, this is football. So what we're gonna do now is we're actually gonna put football players and people that actually know football in place to actually run the organization. And why not? Why not? We're trying to make our organization better. But starting off, we actually got to get somebody that actually knows about football off gate. We got to know somebody that's been there and has won some championships. And he has some rings up on his belt. Recently, he has some rings on his belt. And some of y'all might know he did help sign one of these future Hall of Famers in Mr. Patrick Mahomes. So for our GM, I am hiring Mr.
Go ahead.
Brand Tillis, Chief Vice President of Football Operations from the Kansas City Chiefs. That's who I'm hiring. He has a lot of experience handling contracts, understands the whole negotiating skills, been out there looking at players and like all the prospects. So he has that eye to actually get the franchise in a nice state. So that's who I'm going up with. And I think that's going to help the franchise set that mold back to the keep pounding foundation of like what they know in Carolina, what it is supposed to be. and he's going to help Bryce Young delivers us a championship since they do call Bryce Young Mr. Little Patrick Mahomes. So maybe he can help him out.
Did you just make
Yeah,
that
they
up?
call
Or
him.
you call him that?
Hey, man.
Really?
They call him Mr. Little. Hey. Yeah.
Let's
go to.
That's the first time I heard that. Tell me something.
So we are going to the next round, and this is now we all got the GM now. Now it's going to be hiring that daggone head coach right now, and that head coach that's going to help your organization. Your favorite author, Burn the Playbook. Who are the Washington Commanders hiring right now at head coach?
So I'm going to go with one that's not one of the top 3 names that's being tossed around, but it's somebody that I think would be great for our organization. Dave Canales with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. He's the current OC for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. He was in Seattle from the Russell Wilson prime years. And he was also there, the offensive coordinator, the last year when Geno had led the league in passing yards. So what Canales has showed me is that he knows how to get the most out of an offense. He knows, even this year, taking Baker Mayfield, who, has struggled in other places, and taking him in a team that a lot of people didn't believe in, and taking them to the divisional round of the playoffs and being competitive. Baker's looked great all year, and Geno last year looked great all year. We know what Russell Wilson used to be like. So I think bringing him in, giving him the keys to the car, and giving him, because we're in a situation where we're going to be able to let him pick his quarterback. We already have weapons and things like that. I think he would be a great pick for a head coach for us.
Okay, I like that. So, okay. So now let's go to Mr. Frederick for the Seattle Seahawks. Who are you selecting as head coach?
Yeah, so
why?
Head coach, man. Hey, man, don't take my
this
head
one-
coach.
this one kind of tricky because you're talking about the old fray of what Seattle is actually known for versus what they could be and the division they're in. And I think right now you have to go offensive head coach. Traditionally everybody knows about Legion of Boom. They know about historically what Seattle has been. So kind of a run first team. And I'm not always high on kind of the new names that pop up, but I do think, especially with today, what you see with Ben Johnson, I think what you see with him doing with the Lions, I think you got to go with him. That's also going to lead into the quarterback, which we're not going to get on yet. But I think what you've seen, what him been able to do over the last kind of couple of years with Jared Goff, the resurgence of Jared Goff as a top franchise quarterback, those guys being in the NFC Championship. I mean, the proof is there. We've seen him being able to guide it's just to me at this particular point, with a 9-8 team, with a 17 ranked team, you got to go with an offensive head coach. That's what you see with the 49ers, with the Rams, offensive minded coaches. So
okay, I like that. I like that how you build an organization. I like how both the Washington Commanders and the Seahawks are building their organizations right now. I love it. I love how they're building them. And chasing bets with Chase, who? Well, shoot, never mind. We already know who you going to end up hiring because he already hired. But hey, go and tell us, man, the reason why that they hired this guy.
Yeah, Antonio Price, baby.
Price,
baby. Pierce, baby.
Yeah, I love it.
Pierce. Yeah, I'm gonna tell you this, and I'm gonna say it, broadly. I think it's a great move, not only for the Raiders, but for the players. I know he's a run type first offense. The key is they can't overpay Josh Jacobs. They're gonna have to get it right. I mean, this right here, they have to get it right. The last 5 coaches they had, terrible. So we got to get it right. I think you're going to turn the team around, make it a little bit better. But as far as that, it was a great pickup.
Okay, I understand. They are building something out there, especially with him up on the Rams and holding the reins and everything. So, with the Falcons on the clock right now for head coaches, who are the Falcons going to end up hiring, man? There is one daggone former Super Bowl countless champ out there still.
See, and that's who the Seattle Seahawks was supposed to get because he loves that guy, right? 3 years ago, he loves that guy, right? That's his guy. He read the book. That was him. He want to come in and take my head coach. We gonna play it on the spot, we have to go improv. Since my head coach was taken away, we're gonna get who I think is the number one head coach that's available. We're gonna take Jim Harbaugh from Los Angeles Chargers. They cheap. They don't want to pay him. We're gonna go get Jim Harbaugh. We know what Jim Harbaugh can do. We know what he did with San Francisco. Turned them around. He went to three NFC championship games, I think. Then he went to the Super Bowl. I can't remember how many he went to. He went to the Super Bowl. Then he went to Michigan. He lost at Michigan. And then he learned how to win. He went and got one of his brothers, defensive head coaches. I don't know if defensive head coach or not. But he went and got a couple of his guys from the Baltimore Ravens, brought them over to Michigan, taught them how to play defense. He's taking up to the Atlanta Falcons. So I'm gonna go out there. I'm gonna snatch up Jim Harbaugh from Los Angeles Chargers because they cheap, and we're gonna make a big splash in Atlanta.
Okay. I understand. And that's good, man. So
I ain't touching that one. Okay, you can have that.
So a lot of people we already know and we already established, man. The Panthers are one of the most dysfunctional. So we got a nice GM that's going to help get us back in there because he has that championship pedigree. But then we also need to add something in with this guy, and the Panthers are going to end up selecting the offensive coordinator from the Houston Texans.
I knew he was going to do that.
It's Bobby Slowick. And the reason why we are doing that is because, one, we have to take him a year early. Because even though he might not be ready right now, but we have to take him a year early. And we have to have somebody that actually wants to come to us to actually play. We can't be throwing out about $20 million contracts, things like that, thinking we're going to get somebody like a Ben Johnson or something like that. Because we already know how it is. So we are taking Bobby Slowick. He has also helped bring Mr. C.J. Stroud from the number 2 pick overall, has that nice 49er twist offense, and get it out of the hand quickly. But I think Mr. Bobby Slowick is going to help us out here up in Carolina.
I like that.
Yeah. Definitely, a year early. Okay, so that makes sense.
Yeah,
it's early, like that makes sense.
Like we had to, because even though there are some other good candidates out there, like Bill Belichick, no, we don't want him in here because he has that old mindset. It's an offensive league. We need to get an offensive-minded coach. And I think Bobby Slowick is going to bring that to us with his way to call plays. Former helping C.J. Stroud. I think he's going to be able to help Bryce Young also as well. But let's go to the fun part where we have to count our coins, man. Time to let them go. So this point of the podcast, we as the owners are going to look at our team and then examine if there is a free agent out there who we would like to get their services, or if there's a player on our team that we have to let them go because that cap's kind of high, dog. And then as you see representative up front, like we have Mr. Keenan Allen for the Chargers. He does have a high contract, so we don't know what's going to happen in that Chargers organization, which is really funny. They got 4 players that is already accounting 64% of the cap already. 64%. So that's the reason why you're seeing Keenan Allen and then Austin Eckler out here, because they might just say, I'm trying to get out my contract. I want to play for a winner. I'm trying to get a ship. And they just might get cut. So, with this being said, Mr. Your favorite author, tell us about your team and who you think is on the team that you're going to either cut or who you were trying to look to pick up during free agency.
So the good thing for me is a lot of the work has already been done. We moved off of Montez Sweat. We moved off of Chase Young. And so moving off of those guys means they don't have to be paid. We already have the most cap space going into the year. So our thoughts are not going to be on who else do we need to cut. It's going to be who do we need to bring in. And so, like I said, we already mentioned the fact that we already got a bunch of offensive weapons already. Offense, although there are a few pieces that we could probably look for as far as like offensive linemen and things like that, I do want to get those pieces, some of those pieces in the draft. What I don't want to skimp on, what I want to pay for is a good secondary. And so somebody like, I'm not sure if J.C. Jackson would be the one that I would go for, but a high level corner would be one of my targets. I want to make sure that my secondary is good. Washington's secondary hasn't been good this year. Their defense overall hasn't been great, but their secondary hasn't been good. I want to make sure that we're good at, like I said, on all the offensive skill pieces. If I did have to bring one in, and this is just me as a personal player, I'm trying to take Saquon in if I can. I think Saquon would come and play here because he'll get to play against. He would get to play against his team. We have the cap space to pay him, and that would be a boost to our offensive run game. We wouldn't have to give him a long contract. We could probably give him a 2-year contract, something like that. We would still have, goodness gracious, Brian Robinson. We would still have Brian Robinson. And so that would be a strong 1-2 punch. You wouldn't have to worry about taking the whole backfield, and we could still have an explosive playmaker added to our team. But beyond adding Saquon, I wouldn't look to add too many players I wouldn't look to add too many offensive skill players. It would be more so I want to shore up the defense, look for defensive linemen who are going to be free agents, look for offensive linemen who are going to be free agents, and build that way.
Okay. And for next up, we have Frederick, who is with the GM of the Seattle Seahawks and owner, as their head coach now. Mr. Ben Johnson has a nice owner with the Eagles who is building a. So, what type of moves are you thinking about making out there up in the Seahawks organization?
Yeah, so I kind of feel like Nigel. If you really look at an overall cap for the team, you only got really maybe 3 offensive pieces with Geno, Tyler, Metcalf, and then you have Jamal Adams, Quandre Diggs that take up the most of the cap. And so for me, I'm not actually going to. I maybe think about getting rid of Jamal Adams, maybe if I really needed money in that particular perspective, but I probably wouldn't touch any of the players. I think where we're at right now is perfect. We're pretty young on the backside of the running backs. We have a decent tight end. What I'm going to be looking at drafting or really looking at improving upon is we need to make sure that we get a linebacker. We need to get a guard. We also need a quarterback, but I kind of feel like that's the most easiest thing to understand we need. We need right now, Geno Smith is a bridge quarterback. He's been serviceable. He's had some really, really good games, but obviously we got to go towards quarterback. This is a heavy quarterback leading draft. So that was definitely be where I was going to. I also think that we need to show up and go ahead and get the defensive tackle as well as a guard. So right now, I'm not gonna cut too many of the guys. I like the veterans being in the locker room. They'll be able to guide some of those young players. The cap looks pretty good for Seattle. And right now we have about 7 picks going into the draft, and they're in decent position. So yeah, let's see what we can do with getting a quarterback, a couple of defensive and offensive pieces, and see if we can make a run with those stout teams above us.
Okay, I like that, man. The organization is being built here, and Mr. Chasing Bets with Chase. What are you going to do for the Las Vegas Raiders?
All right, so if you look at Las Vegas Raiders, you look at their cap space, they're gonna have an estimated cap value of $43 million next year. So they can't go into the Josh Jacobs spending spree. They're gonna have to have to rely on Zamir White. Unfortunately, they got Jimmy G to 2026. They got Brian Hoyer to 2025. They got these players that it's eating up the cap, and we gotta see what Antonio Pierce can do with the cap moves. I see Zamir White gonna be the more future back because estimate value for Josh Jacobs, we're looking at 10, 11, 12, 13 million a year. Raiders ain't got that kind of money. So plus with Devontae Adams, so we're gonna have to release we're gonna have to let Josh Jacobs walk. Unfortunately, at this time.
Oh no!
Is it a bad move? I don't know yet. It depends if we're looking at, are we in rebuild mode or are we going to win now mode? We in rebuild mode. We let Josh Jacobs go, and we let Zamir White be our back. Wide receiver wise, they stuck with Hunter Renfrow till 2025. They got 2026.
I like him. He's a good wide receiver. He's solid. He's solid.
Yes. I like Jacoby Myers. If we look at the free agents, besides Josh Jacobs, I mean we have. You're not really missing nothing. Austin Hooper, he can go. You got Amir, he can go. DeAndre Carter, he can go. Most everybody go. The only person that I wouldn't want to leave is your secondary. Raiders struggle in the secondary this season, from injuries to letting people go. And the 44 pick, they're going to have to figure out what they need and what's important. So when Champ Kelly becomes GM and when Antonio Pierce get together, they're going to have to figure out, this is going to be a rebuild year or this is going to be, we're going to try to win. If we rebuild, I would try to get rid of Devontae Adams too while we at it. Other than
I was getting ready to ask you about that.
Yeah.
But right. So if you count them coins, unfortunately, you gotta let Josh Jacobs walk.
Well, Chase, what are you thinking, man? I think they're gonna go in rebuilding mode. I think they're gonna go in rebuild mode. What you feeling? Where are you leaning towards?
I really believe they're going to rebuild mode. Zamir White showed flashes this year, flash in the pan. If you look at the dead cap for the Las Vegas Raiders, they don't have a lot of dead cap. So if they can make it to this year and try to offload Jimmy G and Devontae Adams to win, you might have a chance to. It's a tough division, so they're gonna have to figure out what's the plan. But if I'm the GM and I'm working the plan, I'm trying to move Devontae Adams. I'm trying to let Josh Jacobs go. I'm trying to find that talent out there in the draft. I'm trying to move up. Jimmy G most definitely got to go, or he can sit behind AOC, O'Connor, and O'Connor and make it work. But that's my take on that.
I think you hit on some great points, Chase. But I think the tricky part is going to be you got a guy that's going to be that really got those guys together this year, that kind of rejuvenated that team. I think if you take a step back and they get rid of those key guys, it's going to set them up for failure initially. So hopefully with the landscape of, these new GM, these new coaches coming in, they get a little bit of runway. They got to have some runway to really make some decisions. And hopefully the GMs are on board because you can see the Panthers. We have no runway. If they don't come out and they don't get these guys to the playoffs or come up with a winning record, no, they trading these or cutting these coaches off pretty quickly. So hopefully there's a little bit of time to develop these guys and to really develop a culture. So I definitely agree with some of your points on that one. It's going to be tricky. Raiders in a very, very tricky situation.
Sir, you are the owner of the Seahawks. You shouldn't be talking about no other organization.
He's giving his point.
I'm trying to give a little feedback.
We get together. We finna make a trade. We finna make this trade.
Go ahead.
Hey, at the combine, kiss me up. Kiss me at the combine.
We'll link.
All right, Mr. K Camp, are there any key guys that you were thinking about cutting or trying to sign during the actual free agency period?
Yes. Okay, so we're gonna Calais Campbell. Thank you for your services, but you only had a 1-year contract. We're not gonna re-sign you. There's somebody I think is it Jeff Okuda? Somebody was a cornerback also that we're gonna let go. We're gonna let him go. We want to ask the Washington Commanders, your favorite Arthur. Are you re-signing Brian Burns? I need to know. Just ask for a friend.
You said Brian Burns?
Brian Burns, yeah. Are you
You
re-signing?
talking about Panthers, Brian Burns?
The Panthers. The Panthers, dog.
Who you got? Who you got that y'all was gonna trade? Trayshawn. Who was the other one?
Montez Sweat's already gone. Sweat went to the Bears, and Young went to the Niners.
That was it. It was somebody else y'all had though, wasn't it? No,
they got another DN. I forgot what his name is, but
he's still on a rookie deal, I believe.
Is it okay? Well,
yeah, he's still on a rookie deal.
Okay. So we should have if we do everything right, we should have about $50 million in cap space. We're gonna go on our defense. We're gonna try to get Brian Burns because I don't think Chase Young if the 49ers don't put him on a contract. There's also Danielle Hunter from the Vikings that we can go get. Josh Allen from the Jacksonville Jaguars. So we're gonna get an edge defender, and we're gonna try to get Jalen Johnson also from the Bears. Then also we're gonna also try to trade maybe 2/3. Maybe I can be talking to a second round pick. We're gonna go ahead and try to get Justin Fields. We need a quarterback. As you saw how our season went, our quarterback was trash. Desmond Ridder and Taylor Heineke, you are garbage. So we're gonna go a little bit of upgrade. We're gonna get Justin Fields, also the last quarterback to beat Jim Harbaugh, right? When he was in Michigan, because Jim Harbaugh he beat CJ Stroud twice, in Michigan. So we're gonna try to get Justin Fields. Hey, when Jim was losing to Justin, he saw some stuff on the field like I can work with that. So we're gonna try to trade a second and maybe a third, and try to get Justin Fields and have our quarterback. And we're gonna go Jalen Johnson from the Chicago Bears and probably get an edge defender from Josh Allen, Brian Burns, Chase Young, or Danielle Hunter. One of those to help shore up our defense. That's the plan for the Atlanta Falcons. Yeah. That's what we're gonna do in free agency.
okay. So the one good thing about the Panthers organization is the defense was actually decent with our defensive coordinator Eva Egoro. I'm pretty sure I'm probably butchering his name, but y'all know what I mean out there. And with him being the reins, there are some key free agents that we do have on our team. We do have about $31 million up in cap space. And with that being said, we do have our rookie, Mr. Derek Brown, who is on his 5th-year option. And we might think to extend him because he is starting to turn into one of the top-tier defensive tackles.
So does that mean y'all gonna let Brian Burns go? That's should have answered you. My bad.
You gonna hold your horses, dog. Don't sit back,
million over here. We got 50 million, so we trying to spin if you're not.
So he did say that he does have 50 million, but the one thing that you do not do is you do not let your rival up in the same division get any top tier players off your teams. And what we're gonna end up doing is in with Brian Burns, since he brought him up, we are actually going to franchise tag him. And with us franchise tagging him, we're going to try to work out a long-term deal. If we cannot work out a long-term deal, then if a team wants to come to us and then wants to trade for him, that's okay. Y'all can do that. But you got to remember, that means that is 2 first-round draft picks that we get off y'all. So he is going to end up being our franchise tag player. And with the defense still being as good as it was, we're also going to sign Frankie Louvu to a nice little. Yeah, I just saw that.
Oh, man.
Oh, my God. Bro, I am over this. I said at the beginning, like, who I'm going for? The way it's been going, the way it's been going. Because, God damn, why you miss that kick, man? I'm sorry, y'all. We paused. Sorry, this is for the go to the AFC Championship game. Oh my!
This is crazy, man.
That's
just
wild,
so you know,
bro.
man, this going to put up in the bloopers right there. Going to say pause, man. The Chiefs are probably about to end up winning, going to the AFC Championship against the Baltimore Ravens. But man,
if Mahomes makes it to another Super Bowl after the year that he's had,
what you gonna do it? I don't hear no more Mahomes hate.
Oh no, you still gonna hear it. You still gonna hear the hate.
Nah, you supposed to concede it 2 years ago, man. You supposed to concede
What you mean? It's hate. It's hate. What are you talking about? It's called hate. I gave him props. I'm still gonna hate. And the more he does, the stronger my hate grows. The more he does, the stronger my hate grows.
Your favorite outfit. He got 3 Super Bowls, but he still walk funny.
Hey, he walked funny, bro.
Shout out Texas Tech. Hey, you built one.
He sound like Kermit the Frog, man.
Oh, man.
Hey, man, I give props. You'll never hear me call him trash, but I don't like him.
Well, let's go and get back to y'all cutting me off because of the GM. Like, we are actually doing pretty good over here. We're trying to keep this thing going on. It was a brief intermission. Yeah, man, that's game, everybody. Man, that's game. But
yeah, that's it.
Yeah.
But yeah, so we're re-signing Frankie Louvu, and we got to keep that defense together. And during the draft, we actually got to focus on offense to get pieces around Bryce Young to be able to help him out. In free agency, we will try to find a nice deep threat, better than DJ Chark that can actually work well. Somebody similar to how Bobby Slowick used Tank Dell in his offense, and we got to find our own Tank Dell because we can end up. We do have some young receivers on our team who has the possibilities to end up becoming Pro Bowlers, but right now you got Adam Thielen, who will probably end up taking the reins of Mr. Nico Collins. But then we got to find our Tank Dell up in this draft. Or if not in the draft, we got to find him up in free agency. And that's what we're going to look for. But you know what they say. If you can't block anything, it don't make a difference what type of people you actually have. So we're actually trying to get a better offensive line as well. So those are the areas that we're going to end up looking for in this free agency. And cutting players, I don't think we're going to be able to do that. We just have to take what we got because we put ourselves back up in a hole by trading up to number 1 to get Mr. Bryce Young. And as of right now, our hands are tied to him until another 2 years.
Okay, I got a question for the Canada Panthers. So, you know, there's T. Higgins, Michael Pittman, possibly, Mike Evans, Marquise Brown, Calvin Ridley. Any of those tickle your fancy as a wide receiver? Because he needs somebody.
So we was thinking about Mr. T. Higgins, but what it will take to actually get Mr. T. Higgins, we're not going to be able to get him. So that's why I said we will actually have to pull back and actually wait until the draft just to get somebody because We already spent the money up on somewhere in there. We already spent the money up on Mr. Brian Burns, franchise tagging him, and as of right now, we ain't worked out a long-term contract. So, but we might be able to. We might be able to finagle some money because with our new GM, he is good at analytics and cap. Okay. So we might be able to finagle some money, and we also got Mr. Suleiman already up on as a GM. I'm pretty sure he's going to stay as is, and he's our cap guy as well, so he's going to help him. So
okay, that's interesting because y'all got the Roxy in the second round last year, didn't you? Who was the Roxy y'all drafted? What's his name? What round was that?
We did get the guy up in the second round, and his name is leaving me because right now we are in off-season mode, but we are trying to make sure that
your favorite author. Who was that? Who was that rookie Roxy y'all got? I mean, the Carolina Panthers got.
Jonathan Mingo?
Yeah.
Yes.
What round was that?
We got Mingo up in the second round.
Okay. So you saying again you're gonna get another Roxy in the second round?
No, that is not what we're saying.
I mean, you said
we need speed. Yeah, that doesn't mean we're gonna get somebody up in the second round. We need to shore up this offensive line first before we think about getting pieces. Because the best thing that's gonna help, best thing that's gonna help him
is a miss. This team is a miss.
Hey, Jackson Best. That's what I'm getting to. I didn't want to go ahead and say it. He's fucked.
Nah, dog. You got it. Rome wasn't built up in one day,
dog. Contracts for these players, like your salary cap is $31 million next year.
Okay.
So
if you have $212 million in active contracts.
Just go on and get Brian.
Good luck, GM. Good luck.
I would trade Brian Burns.
Oh no, Chase! It's getting personal, Chase. I'm a Panthers fan. It's getting personal, Chase. I'm a Panthers fan. It's getting personal. You gotta relax. You gotta relax.
Today you sound like you was a Lions fan. Today I can't jail.
See, like that's the reason why I told you got to pump his brakes. No, you got to run. No. I got this. Okay. That's the reason why we franchise tagged him, because if somebody wants him, they're gonna come and get him. Which he is a nice young up and coming stud up in the right organization. He will do numbers. So if somebody wants him, come get him. You just gotta give him 2 first-round picks.
I ain't getting 2 first-round picks. Well, that's crazy.
If you were, so it depends on where you are. Like honestly.
We can talk about this up in the next one.
Yeah,
because I think once
we need a whole 30-minute segment on the Panthers.
Right, y'all need to pray.
Bottom selves.
Nope.
Man, you need a whole show. Like, I'm be honest with you. I didn't know how bad y'all were until I looked at y'all contracts, and I said, "What? Who did y'all buy?"
Man,
hey man.
That Miles Sanders contract was bad.
Miles Sanders was a bad one, but we actually have to keep him. Yeah. Also, we got Hayden Hurst, which was a bad one as well.
It was terrible.
And let's not talk about, we also have Mr. Adam Thielen as well, which is on bad. But hey, we're gonna make it work over here. We already know Rome was not built up in one day. We are thinking about the long game, not the short game. So I was heading down to church, like really funny thing, man. I was heading to church today, and then next you know, we got a text like,
"Wow, a billionaire!
But before we bring all the people in, man, we keep looking at all the analytics out there. 62% of y'all, 62% is not subscribed or daggone like them, but you're watching the video.
So I guess we'll keep Terry. I can't pronounce his last name. Fontenot. We'll keep Terry in as our GM.
Not much, man. You know, man, another day, another dollar. I'm doing great, man. And then at the very end, we're going to talk about the Las Vegas Chargers. I mean, not Vegas, Los Angeles Chargers. So,
Please.
I know, man. I'd be like, 62%. I'd be like, come on, dog.
Hey, bro, come on now, dog. Come on, man.
Go sit back there, man. Go sit back now.
Million over here. We got 50 million. So, we trying to spin if you're not.
$50 million?
I wondered that too.
Hey, speaking of the guy,
I wondered that too.
Year, that's pretty nice there. Let me see it. Let's see the whole thing. Okay. I see.
So,
just go on and get Brian.
Good luck,
Burns.
GM. Good luck.
I would trade Brian Burns.
Oh no, Chase! It's getting personal, Chase. I'm a Panthers fan. It's getting personal, Chase. I'm a Panthers fan. It's getting personal. You gotta relax. You gotta relax.
Hey, bro. I'm good. Bro, you okay? I'm good, bro. You geeking, bro.
What you gonna do? I don't hear no more home tape.
Oh no, you still gonna hear it. You still gonna hear the hate.
Nah, you supposed to concede it 2 years ago, man. You supposed to concede it 2 years.
It's hate. It's hate. What are you talking about?
Well. The most diabolical haters this side of the Mississippi.
So,
Right? How is that? I just don't understand. How do you talk to most and you get on ship? That boggles my mind.
Hey, Christian, I just want to know who had that trophy before you.
Jesus.
Hold on, take that off the banner, man. you think you funny, bro? Take that.
We need a quarterback. As you saw our season win, our quarterback was trash. Desmond Ridder and Taylor Heineke, you are garbage.
Me personally, I wouldn't take this level of disrespect.
Thanks for checking out another episode of Cerberus Gridiron Podcast, powered by Cerberus Fantasy Sports. Make sure you stay tuned for the next episode.